Welcome to another edition of Burton Ballers, and today we play Tottenham Hotspurs. And sadly, today a hero of both clubs has passed away. So this is a little tribute to Jimmy Greaves. So, sad day for both Chelsea and Tottenham supporters with the death of Jimmy Greaves. Jimmy Greaves only played 4 seasons at Chelsea, but in those 4 seasons, his record was phenomenal. So let's go through his goal scoring record, his goal scoring achievements throughout those 4 seasons. First season, he started off as a 17-year-old, I think, in the 1957-58 season, where he managed 22 goals in 35 games. The season after that, he scored 32 in 42 games, then 29 in 40. And finally, in his last season at Chelsea, he scored 41 in 40 games. That is Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo standards when it comes to goal scoring. So in total, over the 4 seasons, 124 goals in 157 games. That's nearly a goal a game. And overall, he scored 132 goals in 169 games, and that puts him number 7 in our all-time goal scoring list. Jimmy Greaves left us too early, in my opinion. He was disgruntled because although he was scoring all these goals at one end, we were leaking goals at the other end. We needed Thomas Tuchel so badly in that time, because obviously under Thomas Tuchel we don't concede goals, do we? So he didn't see us as title challengers, because there were some bizarre results back in those days. We used to win 6-5 one week and lose 6-4 the other week. So, entertaining for the neutrals, but if you were a Chelsea supporter, it was very frustrating. I just can imagine if Twitter was around in the 50s. Can you imagine the uproar if we were selling a player with those sort of stats? I just don't want to know. I just don't want to think about what the sort of comments that we'll be reading on Twitter right now. So Chelsea probably not wanting to. Chelsea needed to sell him because they needed to raise some funds back in the day, and AC Milan were one of the bigger clubs financially, and they were willing to pay the asking price which that Chelsea wanted. But Jimmy Greaves got a bit disgruntled because he didn't want to move away from London. He wanted to stay in London, whether it's to remain at Chelsea or maybe to another London club like Tottenham, possibly, who were at the time more likely to win trophies than Chelsea. Our times have changed, how the tables have turned. So anyway, when he went to AC Milan, he never quite settled there because he was like being a London boy. He didn't really want to try a different country and a different experience. So he didn't get on with the manager, and he was sold a few months later. I think in AC Milan, he played a couple of seasons. 1 season, I think it was, where he scored 9. See, Stain's still coughing, guys. It's still not well, but yeah, don't worry. Yeah, he scored 9 in 12 appearances. So that's still, for someone who's not settled, that's still a very, very good very, very good goal scoring record. Then he went on to Tottenham, where he had 10 seasons, I think, 10 seasons at Tottenham. So that's where he kind of made his name. And he actually won the double with Tottenham in his first season that he was there. Actually, Chelsea, when he left AC Milan to come back to England, both Chelsea and Tottenham both agreed fees with AC Milan for his return. But obviously, Jimmy Greaves, probably thinking that he wanted to win honours, decided to choose Tottenham above Chelsea. So that might have tainted his reputation amongst some Chelsea supporters at the time, because he was joining like the enemy. That's probably where some of the rivalry started from, the fact that Jimmy Greaves didn't return to us. At Tottenham, he scored a still very, very great goal scoring record, 220 goals in 321 appearances. From Tottenham, he went on to West Ham, where he scored 13 in 38. That's towards the end of his career. But even at England level, he scored 44 in 57. So again, that's more than a goal every other game. So anywhere he went, goals. He scored goals. After his footballing career, he went on to become a pundit. Most notably, him and Ian St John, who used to be an ex-Liverpool player, they had a show called the St and Greaves Show, which was lots of football talk at the time. Then they had something called a sporting question, and so that was where they looked at other sports, not just football, and it was similar to like a question time, but it was sports. So you had a studio audience asking their panelists questions regarding sporting topics. And I had the privilege of being part of the studio audience for one of those shows. And this was when Lennox Lewis was on there, Brian Lara, for those cricket fans amongst us. And so I was on that show. I actually asked a question, so I was on national television back, it was in the 90s, I believe. And it was more relaxed than it is now. So you were able, after the show, you were able to go and mingle with the panelists and the presenters. So I actually met Jimmy Greaves and St John, really nice people to talk to. And great, just down to earth, and it was great meeting them. My only regret was not taking a picture with them. As you saw earlier, I got pictures with Lara and Lennox, but none with Jimmy Greaves, unfortunately. So, lived a long life, 81 years old, a great career in football and presenting in the media. So, Jimmy Greaves, may you rest in peace. Thanks for all the memories, and wishing your family all the best.